Ooh. Hey, guys, it is Old Man G here back again. I'm joined with Josh, and this is our Manchester United versus Arsenal match preview. Thank you guys for getting involved. If you're new to the channel, remember to like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Follow us on Twitter and smash that notification button for latest Manchester news. Like the vid. Shout out to Kobe, who's in the chat. Really appreciate it, Chief. And for everyone who'll be listening live, watching on Twitch, Facebook, etc., please check out our socials. Links in the description. So big game. It's a big game. A game that I was always going to be cautious about because it's always difficult going to the Emirates as Manchester United, and Arsenal got a very good record against us. And it's only made worse by the fact that there was that shock loss to Sheffield United at home, which was an embarrassing performance, if I'm frank, by the team. And there's more pressure going on to this game. So I'm a bit concerned, I'm a bit worried, but like I said, before we get into the show, we're going to be going through what we think our starting lineups are going to be. We're going to do a brief combined 11 as well, and then we're going to go into score predictions. So, Josh, obviously being the Arsenal fan, how do you feel going into this game?
Yeah, like you said, Ollie has never beaten Arteta. I think his record is, I believe it's 1 draw, 2 wins from what I remember against United. Okay. And he's never lost against United.
Okay.
And yeah, they haven't got the best record at the Emirates. Manchester United. So, it's kind of because with Arsenal, you expect them to, when there's a chance of catching people up or getting in this position, you sometimes expect them to slip up. Relegation threatened Arsenal are only 3 points behind title contender Spurs all of a sudden.
Yeah, so that's interesting.
So it's it's a chance to bridge the gap. I don't think, I would say we dominated them at Old Trafford. Partey and El Neni bossed the midfield, and this is before we had the likes of Smith Rowe, etc. I think even Willian was playing that game. And so it all depends. I think, there are certain players who have been playing very well. And there are certain players, if they don't turn up, it could be shaky. No, it's probably going to be no Aubameyang, but looks like Odegaard might get his first start. It depends. But we'll see. I've got a healthy optimism. But I think it's going to end. Someone's going to win. I don't think there's going to be a draw.
Yeah. No, I agree. I'd be very surprised if there was a draw. And I can't remember the last time there actually was a draw. I expect that Ollie, and I think, I was watching some videos earlier and just talking about how each team will set up. And I think that Ollie will probably set up in a, possibly, I guess I'm saying is he'll probably be quite cautious because I don't think he might have been as cautious before, but I think with the loss to Sheffield, he'll certainly not want to lose the game. And there's this trend with against almost all the top teams, with the exception of probably Liverpool in the FA Cup, Ollie is always set up in a more so defensive and not wanting to lose, So we're going to go through the starting lines or what we think our starting lines are going to be in a second. But I suspect, Kobe says, I hear ESR and Tierney are still out. Is that true?
No, I don't think so. I think Smith Rowe is fine. I'm not entirely sure about Tierney. Tierney would be a big miss, of course. But I mean, Cedric held his own at left back the other day against Southampton, so we'll see what happens.
I think the big issue for me would be because I think your midfield with Partey and Emil Smith Rowe going in, you've got obviously a good solid defensive midfielder there in Partey, and then you've got Smith Rowe creating, so which I think is going to cause United's midfield a few problems, especially if we don't get the midfield selection right. Which to be honest, I think we played a midfield of McTominay, Fred, and I think we played a diamonds. I think against you last time.
I remember Pogba, McTominay, Fred,
I
and
think
Bruno
Bruno.
all played.
Yeah, so
All four of those.
yeah, so it was a diamond, or a with a two at the front, or possibly maybe on the left. But I suspect it was actually a diamond, and and for whatever reason, we just didn't play well. It didn't work.
Let's be honest, Partey's just a one-man army in midfield. That guy's just like in any team, he would just bust the midfield. I don't care. People talk about your Thiagos and et cetera, et cetera. This Partey guy, man,
he's brilliant, and for life of me, I still yet don't understand why Manchester United didn't go for him. I really, really don't. So it's like this is why when Arsenal were when a lot of the Arsenal fans were complaining about it, was like, sometimes I was like, but the thing is, you're getting the players that we kind of wanted, in a sense that we wanted, and the positions that we needed filling. Like we still need a proper right winger. We've not gone and sorted that out. We still need defenders.
Yeah.
You've got almost a surplus of defenders. We still needed a DM. You've got a DM. So it's like, the way I almost see Arsenal is that Arsenal have, like, in theory, the squad is fine. The only thing, and in terms of what you have, the only thing is picking the right team, and also the players. And if Ozil was actually, if Ozil didn't leave the club, I would have said that would have been perfect in terms of the stuff that you have. Damien, what's up? Still in class, made it. Oh, thanks, Damien, for tuning in. We appreciate it,
man. Yeah, good to see you, Damien.
So it's good to see you, man. Get your questions in. We appreciate you tuning in, really do. So let's get straight into it, because we obviously got more to come on. Josh, what's your predicted Arsenal 11 going into this game, and what you heard in the press conference and so on?
Obviously, Leno, most underrated keeper in the league. He's because obviously Emi Martinez came in last season. He was really good, but Leno's literally just carried us for the past 3-4 years. Without him, we'd be mid-table side more often. Let's just say. So I'm not sure if Tierney's fit. So I'm just going to say Cedric. Then, I mean, Arsenal were posting about Pablo Mari, so I don't know if he's fit or not. I would like to see him.
You'd start Pablo Mari, would you?
Well, for me, David Luiz and Holding, that's the experienced, pair. Holding got his 100th cap for Arsenal. Gabriel was actually good against you guys last time. It's tough, actually. It's tough. I'm going to go with... I'm going to go with Pablo Mari and Holding. But I'm not sure if it will be if Mari's fit or whatever. If Mari's fit, it'll be him. And then Bellerin, even though I don't really like Bellerin, but then I'm guessing it'll be Xhaka and Partey, because they've played so well together recently. You can't really bench Xhaka. Even though Partey and El Neni were so good last time. But Xhaka, I mean, he got an assist in his last game. He should have had 2. So you can't really deny him. Will the intensity be too much in a United game? We'll see. Then Smith Rowe, Martinelli, Saka, and Laka. So yeah, Aubameyang I don't know if he's going to be available because of the family issues. Pepe probably does it. I wouldn't be surprised if Pepe starts, but I think Martinelli has that intensity. And he didn't play at all in the Southampton game, so maybe he's being safe for this one.
For it, yeah.
We'll see.
That wouldn't surprise me. That definitely wouldn't surprise me.
And Odegaard on the bench.
Yeah, would you be surprised if Odegaard started?
Yes, because Smith Rowe has been so good. The only reason Smith Rowe wouldn't start is if he's not 100% fit, because he got injured against Southampton. That's the only reason.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, I will just quickly go through my predictors, and then we'll get into the meat and potatoes, which is the combined 11, which is what I like to do on this channel. So, like I said at the start, I think that regarding Ollie, I think obviously Sheffield United, I think, was a big blow. I would say we shouldn't be losing to bottom of the league, and in the manner, because it was quite a bad performance, an uncoached performance. Now I'll start off the bat saying that the racist abuse to Twansibi and Martial was wrong and completely unjustified. And I don't know who these United fans are.
I think a lot of them are foreign. Like when I looked at it, I looked at the comment section. A lot of them were like foreign looking names, because I see it on Arsenal all the time. They're like,
that's why when people track them and do anything about it, it's like you've got a good point, because the assumption is that these people in this country,
I don't think they are.
We don't. I mean, I'm not stereotyping anything like that. So, but yeah, people got to understand it's actually got to be the social media companies. It can't be. You say, oh, well, why the police? Was like, well, because if the people aren't in the country, the UK police can't do anything about it. If you're going to say the police, so, and if they're in a country where the social media laws and don't give a crap, then they're not going to do anything. So it is really on social media companies to actually be able to clamp down and do something about it. Otherwise, what can you do? So so like I said, it's completely and totally unacceptable, to be perfectly honest, and we should be seeing that at all. And to be honest,
especially because like you have a bad game and you have to resort to like racial abuse. Like
exactly,
it's like I don't know, why is that the first thing you think of? Like, just call him a shit player if he's a shit player.
Yeah,
you don't have to call him.
Also, you've got to think, what's that going to do for the morale of the team as well? People, fans don't get, like, it's like people like these players do see this stuff.
Absolutely.
How good is it going to? So when they come back again, the confidence and things and stuff like that. So this is the problem.
So anytime he's fearful to have a bad game, to be called something racist and things like that.
Yeah,
just wants to,
And to be honest, I didn't even think he was the worst player on the field, to be honest. Which is
definitely not.
Martial was up there as being one of the worst, and he's been there for a longer period of time, And to be honest, going to his prediction, I'm not going to lie, I would say that the dude deserves to be. The dude deserve to be dropped. Damien says Saka masterclass incoming. Gonna tear Wan-Bissaka a new one. I mean, Wan-Bissaka has not exactly had a good season, has he? So would I be surprised? I don't think so. He's going to have a good game, and it just depends on how we set up. I do think that I think that I'd be very surprised if he starts with Greenwood, Martial, and Rashford again. I'd be very surprised because that front three is great with a lot of space. But I expect Arteta to dig deep. I think he knows that he's played the performer, and I think that we need someone that's intelligent. So I expect Cavani will start. So my starting 11 will be De Gea's going to go in goal. Although we've got no injuries, Eric Bailly's fit. I don't think that Eric Bailly is going to. I'd be very surprised if Eric Bailly plays. So I think he's going to go Victor Lindelof. I think Ollie's going to go traditional 4-2-3-1. He's going to play Lindelof and Maguire. He's going to play Luke Shaw, who I think is arguably one of United's best players this season, on the left, and then Wan-Bissaka on the right. He's going to play Fred and McTominay together. I'm 90% sure he's going to play Fred and McTominay together. At a stretch, he might play Pogba. So I think what he'll do is he'll play similar to the Liverpool formation, 4-2-3-1, Fred, McTominay, then Bruno on the top, and he's probably going to play Pogba on the left. He'll drop Martial, play Cavani at the top, and then play Rashford on the right. That's what I think is going to happen. I don't think that's not what I would like to happen, because I think that Rashford isn't that great on the right. I think he's better on the left. Pogba is not a winger and doesn't really track back. I think he should come down. And then as far as Cavani being the centre is fine. It's not a problem. But I don't like seeing Pogba on the left, and I don't like seeing Rashford. Like, you're now playing players that have a proper position out of position in order to accommodate them into a team, which I think is a problem. UK boxing blog, Kobe says, David De Gea, almost like Lindelof, Maguire, Shaw, McTominay, Fred, Pogba, Rashford, Bruno, Cavani. Yeah, that's essentially what I put. I think Martial's going to be dropped. And I think the Pogba's going to come in. I just think that he's going to be playing on the left, because he will still play 4-2-3-1, or maybe a diamond. But that didn't work against this was the same team, bar Cavani, that played against Arsenal. And really the only difference maker in this team might be Cavani, just given the fact that his intelligence in the box, his movement is something that might cause the Arsenal defenders some problems. Because I think for me, he's more Aubameyang is and the like have got, and Martin have got more pace, but I feel like Cavani is much more of an intelligent striker from a positional sense than I would argue Aubameyang or and on top of that, not only is he defensive, but he obviously gives that attacking outlet. So we'll see what happens. UK Boxing Blog News says, should have took Martial off after 30 minutes or half-time latest. How Ollie can see Martial and his bad attitude and that's one more. Teams are like Cavani since day from what I see. Yeah, there is this sort of thing about, can Martial handle competition? Because it seems that almost every time that he was brought in from Van Gaal number 9. Then Lukaku comes in, so then Zlatan comes in. It's like shafted out. It's like dip. Then Lukaku comes in, dip. Now Cavani's in. And all I can say is he's almost been here for 5 years. He was here in the first season of Van Gaal, and then it's the second season, and then Mourinho, and then the 2 season Mourinho, and then Ollie. And so actually 6 years. I'm thinking about it, because Van Gaal was here for 2 years, Mourinho was here for 2 years and a bit, which was Ollie's first season. Is it longer? It might, 7 years. Because Van Gaal was here for 2 years, Mourinho was here for 2 years and a bit. Well, count that's Ollie's first half season, which is 5. Then Ollie's last season, so 6 and a bit years.
He came when he was 18, didn't he?
18, 19, I think, yeah. So he's been there for quite some time. And, I'm not sure if it's going to work for him, to be honest, because, if you're going to be a number 9, you've got to be scoring at least 20 goals plus in all competitions regularly. And Martial, for some reason, isn't doing that. And there might be some stuff going on in the background. I've got no idea. So that would be so essentially I'll get Koeman's comment. This is basically my starting 11. This is what I think is going to happen. Whether or not it'll be good enough to beat Manchester United to Arsenal depends on the midfield battle. And I think that with Partey in that midfield, I just think we're just going to struggle. So did you say what your predicted Arsenal 11 was again? Just run through it again.
So Cedric, Pablo Mari, Leno, Holding, Bellerin, Partey, Xhaka, Smith Rowe, Martinelli, Saka, Laka.
Cool. Okay. Right. Now let's just quickly go to a combined 11. I'll just quickly share. So this is where I think the fun starts, the fun starts. Okay. So first and foremost, we play Arteta plays a 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1.
It's pretty much a 4-2-3-1 now.
Right. So we'll put the formation as a 4-2-3 because that's pretty much what everyone plays. So there's our lineup here. So I'm just going to get the players up here. So if we're talking about goalkeepers, I'd say David De Gea goes in over Leno. Is there any argument there?
Yes, absolutely.
As in David De Gea does go there?
No, there's no way.
What do you mean there's no way? How does Leno get in here? This season, how does Leno get in this goal?
Leno's been better than De Gea this season.
How?
For the past couple of seasons, for sure.
Yeah, we're talking about this season and going.
Oh, absolutely.
How can you put Leno over De Gea in this? I don't understand.
I mean, we haven't conceded more than 3. That's for sure.
But is that because of your defenders as opposed to?
Oh no, Leno. I mean, I watched the every game Leno saves us, like every single game. De Gea's actually improved compared to last season, I would say.
I can't think of a single mistake that I would say like De Gea has actually made this season.
Yeah, Leno hasn't made any either. But I think it's actually close. I wouldn't be mad if you put De Gea. I would personally put Leno, but you probably have, to your podcast, so you can probably
I would, I would just put De Gea on a just, and I guess it would just be league position.
Yeah.
While he has saved you, obviously the position is what it is. So, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to give you the other options, because obviously you have one of the best defensive records in the league. And
we have the second best behind City.
The City. So, so who would you say are the players that are responsible for that? Because for me, the only defender I think, because obviously basing on the fact that players that are fit for tomorrow. So obviously the only nominee I have for centre back is Eric Bailly. So you can already have one of the other centre back positions, but I would say Eric Bailly is there unless you can name two Arsenal defenders that are better than him.
I mean, Pablo Mari has only just come back, but every single game he's played, so he got 3 consecutive clean sheets. And Holding's been good, man. He just needed the right partner. I think Pablo Mari was the right partner for him. Obviously, Gabriel's been good too. But for me, I'd probably put Holding in there. He's kind of been a bit of an unsung hero, so he'd be my centre back. You say Bailly? Does Bailly played enough for you to put him there?
Yeah, I'd say so, because he certainly more so that compared to last season. So he's certainly played at least, if we're talking about 10 games, and based on what we've seen, because obviously the run, one of the main reasons why we had such a good run, why we're top, was because Eric Bailly was playing as a centre back, because Lindelof was out for a bit for a back thing. So he played against Everton. I think he played against Wolves. He played against Burnley. I generally think that if he played against Sheffield, he plays Eric Bailly against the low blocky type teams. And I generally think if he played against Sheffield, we would have won. Because the thing about Eric Bailly is that people don't have to worry, Matic and Maguire don't have to worry about defending really. Because he's used the last one, he's fast, he's quick, he can sort it. When you're now having to play Lindelof or Tuanzebe, the fair play to Tuanzebe, he just hasn't played much games. It's difficult. So for me, and this is the key thing, and that's why I say because he's fit, because to me, a fit Eric Bailly is arguably one, if not the best centre back in the league. Because of all the attributes. He's good in the air, heads the ball away, he's got physical, good tackle, last stitch, puts the body on the line. When he's fit, which he is for this game, for me, he's probably the best centre back in the league.
Well, one of them.
One of them, yeah. But I mean, Van Dijk is there, but Van Dijk hasn't been fit all season. So Diaz, you could say, is
Diaz on form is probably the best.
This form is really good. So
it's a beast. Or even Konsa from Villa. He's looking amazing. Because everyone thought it was Mings, but Konsa seems to be the solid one there.
Doing very good. He's doing very, very good.
Even Ben Mee's having a good season. Yeah, okay, I agree with that. Bailly and Rob Holding.
Okay, Rob Holding, really?
Yeah, well, because obviously Gabriel has been really good, but before he got suspended, he was quite rash, and he still needs a bit of fine tuning. Whereas Holding's been fairly consistent, and he's stayed in that position ever since, really. Because it's been Holding and someone else so he's really held that fourth spot. So I have to give him his credit. He got his 100 cap. He kept 4 clean sheets in 6-7 games or something like that. I have to give him his credit, even though he might. People think, because he's not quick, he's a bit, but he's solid for me. Honestly, he's solid, especially for his price. Very solid.
Right. Okay. So Bayern Holding. Okay. So left back. I got to make an argument for Luke Shaw here. I know that. Sorry.
Luke Shaw's having a good season too. Lee's been one of your best players, but Tierney has literally been our best player. And we saw him in the FA Cup without Tierney. We were just shocking. Anytime he doesn't play, it's nah. Luke Shaw is see if
because the thing is, and especially after because the thing about Luke Shaw and what people don't get is that like one of the big problems of Manchester United right now is that we lack like creativity on down the flanks. We don't really play any proper wingers, really, because to be honest, Martial, Rashford are more inside forwards than actual proper wingers, and so they don't really create that much. And Greenwood is a forward. Wan-Bissaka is okay defensively, but he's not great going forward. So the only real creative outlet from a wide position is Luke Shaw. Yeah. He's semi-good defensively. He's good defensively, and he's creative. So what you saw, especially if you go back to the Liverpool game, was when Shaw was playing with Rashford, like they destroyed Trent, Fabinho, and I think the Reece Williams guy on that side. If Telles was there, and I like Telles. I think his delivery is a lot better than Luke Shaw's, but for some reason, the chemistry between him and Rashford doesn't seem to work that well. So essentially, when you take Luke Shaw out of the team, you basically remove essentially the creative element from the wide. So what happens, like you saw against Sheffield, is that, and which happens so many times, is that we had to go through the middle. And all Sheffield did was just park the bus, put 4-4-4 bank, and we couldn't create them. We were frustrated because we weren't creating anything, because Luke Shaw really is the only one that can really do that and has got the chemistry with likes of Rashford and Martial to do it.
Oh, absolutely.
That's why he's so essential. And I could give you the right easy, because I don't think Wan-Bissaka has been good enough.
No. You guys have the right for sure.
No, what rights? I don't think Wan-Bissaka has been particular. I think he's been one of our weaker areas, and you saw it. It was painful against, I think, Liverpool in the FA Cup, and to a certain extent in the away at Anfield, because you literally saw Maguire or people on the right. So rather than go forward on the right up, let me get my thing. So rather than go up here, work it up here, and then cross, what they were doing was just pinging it over to here and going down this side, or passing it to here and going down that side. So it's so our team is very unbalanced,
but we have Bellerin, so he offers nothing forward or defensively. So
I still think Bellerin is better than
No, don't do that.
You have Ainsley. So you have Ainsley Maitland-Niles, who I don't know.
He's getting long.
And then who's the other one on the right? Cedric?
Cedric has been good, but he's only played 2 games.
Fine.
So I can't judge that. Bellerin offers. The thing about Bellerin, like I watched Cedric. Cedric played against Southampton recently, and then he also played against Newcastle, I think. And he's always, it was like having another Tierney that game, because he would pass and move. He was running to the byline, trying to get crosses in the box. Bellerin can't cross the ball at his old age. I don't know if it's he's gone vegan. I don't know what's happened there. But he literally can't cross the ball, and that used to be his problem like 4 or 5 years ago, and he still can't cross the ball. That's not good. Wan-Bissaka only turned to a right back 2 years ago. So he's still got time, and his cross hasn't been awful. I haven't really seen him cross too much this year, but his cross hasn't been awful. He needs to work on his attacking game, but Bellerin can't defend or attack. If Cedric had played 10 games, I'd put him there, but he hasn't. So Wan-Bissaka is still the best 1v1 defender in the league. He just needs to get a proper defensive coach in United and sort his positional awareness out. But for me, I can't give you Luke Shaw. You can put Luke Shaw on the right if you want.
You can't really play there though, unless we're playing like a back. Like, see, if we were playing a back 3, for example, and we're playing like fullbacks, then you could play Luke Shaw as the left-sided centre-back and Tierney further forward, and then whoever is on the right. If we obviously we don't play that, so then that way you can incorporate both. But obviously, our managers both play 4-2-3-1.
We both hate our right back, so we can.
Just gonna have to. So Tierney I'll put, and then number 5 is
you can put Shaw if you want.
Exactly. That's right. Okay. Oh, that's not 6. Sorry. So 2 holding, or let's just say, Cam, DM, etc. I'm assuming Partey is obviously going to be in here. I'm not gonna.
I mean, I think he's played 90 minutes 3 times, and he's not still fully fit, but
I'm ready to
guy.
Yeah, it's just there. There we go.
He's just an incredible player. Just incredible.
Is it reasonable? So I'm not even going to debate. Partey goes there's a DM here. But is it reasonable for me to use the other positions to put Pogba and Bruno there as the 7 and 10?
Yeah, I think so.
So I love Emile Smith-Rowe and change things, but he could definitely be on the bench. I can't think of any other Arsenal midfielders really that, with Partey's there, Xhaka and El Neni and
interestingly, Xhaka, if he continues how he's playing now, we need him, because when Xhaka plays well, it seems we play well.
Okay.
But Xhaka can. I would say Xhaka, because Partey's always going to play well. He's like I'm just trying to think of some midfield. He's like Kimmich or something. Kimmich isn't going to have a bad game. Those kind of people. Kimmich will never have a bad game. And it's just to see what else he's going to do. And then Partey's done the what else is recently. Whereas Xhaka's more like Xhaka's almost like Pogba in a way recently. Whereas Pogba has had good games recently. He didn't have a good game against Sheffield United.
No. But he was good in the first 10 minutes, but then just disappeared. I don't know what happened.
But you know what I mean? Once Pogba turns it on, United are going to win. And I saw that with Xhaka recently. Xhaka, for me, has been really, 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 really good. And I know he can be inconsistent. He's quite immobile. But this Xhaka guy, man, some of the passes he was playing against Southampton, some of the passes he was playing against Newcastle, he's becoming a really important player. So Pogba gets it, but not by much for me. I think Xhaka, the past 5 games, has been outstanding, faultless. So, and even filled in at left back, I think. Pogba's playing very, very well. But Xhaka, I would say, is a close second. Which probably surprised some people.
Fair enough. Right, moving on.
Yeah, Bruno.
So it's that midfield. So Partey, Pogba. So that's the midfield I would have wanted to see at Manchester United.
Yeah,
it wasn't meant to be, but that is the midfield I wanted to see, because then no McFred, no something. Ahmed said, "Is that your brother?" Yes, it is, Ahmed. Yes, it is, Ahmed. And that was Josh on Red Devil Live. Which, sorry, I'm not doing one this week, just because I'm doing a mid-season preview. Although we might do one. Yes. We might do a Red Devil Live tomorrow, maybe before HH's show, between maybe 8 till 10 or something like that. So stay tuned to that. We might get a quick Red Devil Live podcast out. I just need to see which games are being played. So stay tuned. Alpha Boy Games, man. Hope you're doing well, Chief. Hope you're doing well.
That Twitch?
Yep. Thank you for watching tuning in on Twitch. And for those we do have a Twitch, let's get to, I think, 50 subscribers on Twitch, please. Red Devil Studio, subscribe to Red Devil Studio. We'll also be doing a watch along tomorrow as well. Arsenal versus United match watch along tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be good. as well. Hopefully United win. I could tell because of looks.
It'll be the glasses, I think. Be the glasses.
Thanks, bro. Thanks, bro, man. Always good to hear Ahmed on us on the podcast as well. PSG fan. So I said, not tonight, tomorrow. Hopefully, if you're free, buddy, it'll be good to have you on. Alfred Boy Gamer says, we are going to win ease. Hopefully, Chief. Hopefully.
I need no time to chill. This is what happens.
What do you guys think so far of our combined 11? Where we're going through it. Obviously, you've got De Gea, Tierney, Bailly, Holding, Wan-Bissaka, Partey, Pogba, Fernandes. Now we have the left and right wings to focus on. The right wing, who would you say goes there, Josh? Saka. I won't disagree with that.
The kid can play anywhere on the pitch. I'm convinced if he needed to go and goal, he could go and goal. Kid is, and right wing is. It looks like it's his spot. You know.
Happy Boyne says not Holding Gabriel. So explain why you didn't put Gabriel there.
Yeah. So basically, Gabriel, you know, he's. He had a very good start. I think he won the first 3 Player of the Month, actually, or first 2. And he was very good. But then he can be a bit rash, and he got
take that voting championship to Gabriel.
I mean, we have the second best defense in the league, so I don't know. Anyway, oh yeah, so that's strange. But yeah, Gabriel, so he can be a bit rash. He got COVID and he hasn't played for a while. And when he came back, he was very shaky, whereas Holding's been there the whole time. And we have the second best defense in the league, so he's had to have done something right. I think he's a leader. And yeah, so can't argue with stats, second best defense in the league. So you gotta have one of our centre backs in there.
Fair enough. So we put Saka obviously on the right. On the left, well, it's Rashford. It's Rashford. It's got to be Rashford. I was going to say, do you think that Martinelli should go there? What about Aubameyang? What about Lacazette? Do any of those go over Rashford on the left?
Well, Lacazette's our 9, so
you wouldn't put him, yeah. The 11 or the 9 at top is a debate between Cavani and Lacazette.
Yeah. So the 9 for the wide position, yeah, Rashford. Yeah, I mean Rashford's putting up numbers, man. He always does, but people forget how young he is.
So far, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 Arsenal, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Manchester United.
I mean, it makes sense because you guys are second.
Martial for the work rate. Ahmed, I'm assuming you're being sarcastic. After his performance. I love Martial, and I defend my players, but that performance yesterday against Sheffield was nigh abominable, and I would be very surprised if he starts against Arsenal because he shouldn't be rewarded for that type of performance. Cavani at this is why I was like Cavani at 33. From what I see, had more work rate when he came on in the last 20 minutes than Martial had at the time he was on. That's disgraceful. And when he's played the whole game, he's had more work rate, making the runs, tracking. Like Ahmed, because Cavani was obviously at PSG, bro. But this guy, he's a professional. He seems to be the ultimate professional. I'm gotta make a job, work out, etc. Come on. You see him telling Greenwood, come on, bring it. You see him, the amount of times I've seen him, he's literally been in space. And I feel sorry for him because he's kind of like, if I just played with actual wingers who delivered the ball to me, who saw me and where I was, rather than trying to run inside and dribble past man and try and score a goal or be some sort of, and this is the problem with, I think, him is like, he's an old professional playing with kids.
Yeah.
A 22-year-old, a 19-year-old, 24-year-old, it's not great. Yeah, Cavani always gives 100%. Yeah, I've got a huge. I know I'm biased, but I've got a huge, and that's why for me I put Cavani over Lacazette when we go into the thing because
Don't know about that, but anyway, go on.
because when he's played, because when he's played the team, he always gives 100%, and he changes the way that we played. I don't think Cavani has ever had, in my opinion, what I would call a bad game for United. He doesn't play all the time, obviously, because because sometimes he goes with Marshall, Rashford, and Greenwood. But I don't think when he plays, he's had a bad game. And unlike Lacazette, I feel that Cavani's link-up play as well as defensive work is better. Really? So Lacazette is in the box and clears corners, no problem.
Oh no, Cavani's definitely better at that. I mean, Lacazette's 5'8", so I'd expect Cavani to be, heading the ball and clearing. But
they put Ubra at top. I was continuing with sarcastic sort of,
I hope he's being sarcastic. I mean, obviously, in previous seasons, yes, but not this season.
No.
But yeah, ever since he's had a number 10, like his link-up play has been incredible. Like all the young players have said, like Smith Rowe has basically said Lacazette's the person that I kind of get on with most in terms of on the pitch because his link-up play is so beautiful. He's, and he works hard. Like he works very, very hard. And if he wasn't there, we'd be screwed because Oba's obviously had his family problems. And we're getting 2018-19 Lacazette back. Who was our player of the season.
I think Oba gets it because of the bad form, but yeah, I mean, we're obviously going by recent form. I would definitely, if we're talking last season, we having a conversation. I would hold my hands up to that. But obviously, we're looking at recent form going into this game, and I don't think you can put Aubameyang. Obviously, I don't think he's even going to be available. So
he's not going to be available.
The three rules we usually do for this is availability and recent form. So if they're not going to be available, as in they're not fit or they're out, they're not even going to be included in the starting 11. So from what I hear with Aubameyang, I don't think Aubameyang is going to be available anyway because he's got ongoing personal issues with his family. So it's really...
you can put Cavani there, but I would put Lacazette.
Well, we'll leave it to the comments for those in the comments. Cavani,
10 goals, in a struggling team. Which is good, better than Werner and people like that.
I mean, Werner's not even the conversation at all. The fact that Tuchel dropped him for Giroud shows you something. So I think the Chelsea.
I don't think he even came on. Did he come on in? Did he come on in the
Chelsea fans thinking that? Oh yeah, he's gonna make Werner and I think they're gonna go and buy Haaland anyway. That seems to be the one. If it doesn't work. To be fair to City, I know this is going off topic, but to be fair to City, Chelsea seems to be the team that are more kind of like, if it doesn't work, we'll just go and get another thing. We spend 75 million on a keeper. Okay, go and spend another 40 million on another keeper. It didn't work with Werner. No problem. We'll just go and spend 60-something million on Haaland.
Yeah, they haven't bought a new striker or anything like that when Aguero. Yeah.
So, Chelsea seem to do a lot more about that. And then Arma says Laka, I would say. Yeah, that's fair enough. And your reply.
What other people say? Anyone else?
Anyone else is watching? What are your thoughts? Should it be Laka or Cavani? So far, it's Armand voting. So Lacazette goes up.
I guess you have to take into account Cavani's age, and but they're both having really, really good seasons.
I agree. So De Gea, Tierney, Bailly, Holding, Wan-Bissaka, Partey, Pogba, Fernandes, Saka on the right, Rashford on the left, and Lacazette.
That's actually such a good team.
Pretty good team.
That's actually a really, really good team.
It's a very, very good team. I think the only weakness I'd say currently is right back. But then the thing is that because the benefit of the doubt I give to Wan-Bissaka is that he's actually not playing with a right winger. So I do wonder if Wan-Bissaka was playing with Saka and they got an understanding whether that would actually work going forward.
Saka tracks back a lot.
Exactly. So he'd help out Wan-Bissaka as well. And I think one of the things that people don't realize is that, and I put it to it, is that Lingard was playing on the right when Wan-Bissaka came through a lot of the time, and to a lesser certain extent Rashford at times, but mostly Lingard. And Lingard actually is a hard worker. He tracks back a lot and helps out. As soon as Greenwood came in and started playing more consistently, you saw the weaknesses in Wan-Bissaka because Greenwood doesn't track back as much, nowhere near as much as Lingard does. And I think he got exposed because of that and double teamed. Young Arvin says, yo, man. Yo, thank you for coming in. So let's round up the segment. Let's quickly do our score predictions. If you have any questions for us, guys, please get involved in the comments. Get your questions in for me and Josh regarding the upcoming derby and then some. We are going to be live at 8 o'clock with our mid-season preview with some guests coming on the show. So stay tuned for that. Score predictions, Josh?
I'm going to go 2-1 Arsenal. Do you have to pick the scorers?
Yeah, go for it.
I'm going to go Lacazette, and I'm going to also go Saka.
Okay.
Yeah, and then for United, Rashford.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay. Young Oven says Aubameyang, Rashi. So maybe that's it.
I'm surprised that people have been respectful of Aubameyang recently.
Aubameyang, Rashi. I mean,
we were both just like, nah, not off this season, no way. But we're just talking about.
All I can say, Young, is that one has scored a hat trick in the CL. That's all I can say. One has scored a hat trick in the CL.
You see the class of United fans compared to Arsenal
in the CL. But on last season, yeah, absolutely, because he scored the winning goals and won them, dragged them to the FA Cup, and was the top scorer. So yeah, I mean,
a hat trick in the CL, and they're not part of it anymore. Anyway, continue.
No, I mean,
like, what's the point? We're both in Europa League.
Mid-table club, though. Mid-table club.
Mid-table club.
Mid-table club. Mid-table club, man. That's it. Mid-table club. You're just mid-table club. That's it.
All that hard work.
Oh, I'm a Chelsea fan, but form-wise, then Rashford, of course. Okay, yeah. I mean, I don't doubt that on that side, that Aubameyang is more talented than Rashford. I don't think anyone has a disagreement with that. I think based on form going into this so far, so it has to be Rashford. I think even the most adamant Arsenal fan has to realize that Rashford's form this season has been better than Aubameyang's. Just like I'd say that Lacazette's recent form has been pretty good. But I think it helps that it's funny because people saying maybe we'll end up with this and there's a question for you, Josh, is that do Arsenal play better with Aubameyang not on the team? Because there's an argument that, we've had this issue with, when you play Lacazette and Aubameyang and Pepe, you try and fit them in, it doesn't work. But then when you drop Aubameyang, does it work? What is it? Oh, he's blank. 1 second. I think he's being told off.
Sorry, lads. Had to see a man about a dog. Anyway, what was the question?
All right, based on last 5 games. Oh, man. Okay. We're going to have to stop the stream in a second.
I thought this was United. Where's all your United fans?
Listen, Young as a Chelsea.
He's not wrong, though. He's not wrong. No, he is wrong.
Listen. Okay, I don't actually completely agree because Bruno Fernandes, in the league anyway, in January has not been great. I'd argue because he's actually probably tired because he's pretty much played every single league game, or almost every single game since the beginning, since January last year.
Yeah. He's actually wrong because I think Bruno, since Emile Smith-Rowe's debut against Chelsea, was it?
Yeah, Chelsea.
Only Bruno has created more chances. So Bruno created 14, and I think Emile Smith-Rowe created 12.
There was a stat where he said he wants to be like Bruno or something like that. I heard that.
No, he didn't say that. He didn't say that. He said he looks up. He said
looks up to Bruno.
No, he said he wants stats like, you obviously want.
Yes, that's essentially the same as looking up to Bruno, isn't it?
No, he said he looked up to Kevin De Bruyne.
Look up to it's Kevin De Bruyne, so he's a good player though. But I mean, all I'm saying, Young, is just we're 10 points ahead of Chelsea, and your team isn't getting the Champions League this season. That's just all I'm saying. So hashtag Lampard in, hashtag Lampard in.
To be fair, Arvin, Smith Rowe is what you thought Havertz was going to be. So
oh snap!
But to be fair, Havertz had a good game against.
Thank you for coming on the channel, man. Thank you for getting involved, man. We welcome all clubs on this channel, man. So thank you literally for stopping by. So I think, to be honest, most people in the chat, to be honest, actually don't support Manchester United. So
good,
we appreciate it. Young Oven says, and subscribe, bro. We appreciate it. For me, recent form, short overall tourney. By the way, good luck in.
You guys have Atletico. You have to be careful.
Yeah, that's true, man. That's true. So, but you never know what's his face thingy. Diego Simeone, so okay. This is what gets clipped. This is what gets clipped. This is why you need to stop. This is what gets clipped. Okay, because a friend of mine, Abdullahi, said that Kai Havertz was the German Zidane. That didn't happen, and now you're saying Havertz is new Zidane under Tuchel. This is what gets clipped. This is why when things go wrong, we don't have we pit you guys, So it's all saying. So, but appreciate the banter, man. Appreciate the banter. Right, we're gonna have to run the round off because I've got another mid-season review show at 8 o'clock. So please stay tuned to that. Thank you, Josh, for coming on, and thank you guys in the comments. Really appreciate it.
Give your score prediction.
Oh, my score prediction. I actually say a draw because I genuinely think that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to set up to not to lose this game, and I think that that's what's going to happen. If we play as bad as we did, against Sheffield, we'll lose. But I can't imagine us playing that badly, not against Arsenal. And on top of that as well, like Arsenal give us more space. I don't think Arteta, as far as I'm aware, has gone away from the back three formation. So if he goes away from the back three, I think we'll at least have a bit more space. Partey is a problem, and I think that if him and Xhaka click, our midfield could be in trouble. So really, United are relying on a solid defense, creativity from the left-hand side, and Cavani's movement to basically win the game. Young Owen says, "Chew the new Oos."
Oh, right. No,
just Usman. I mean, to be fair, Usman has just been injury prone at this point, hasn't he? So it's a shame. And Callum Hudson-Odoi is actually a solid right winger. It's just he's really been played.
Tuchel played him left wing back. Tuchel. I don't know, man. You guys do what you want with Tuchel.
Yeah.
But
Hashtag Tuchel in. Hashtag Tuchel in.
To be fair to Hudson-Odoi, he looked good as a left wing back, but I don't know, man. The Tuchel ball, I don't know. It's whatever it is.
We will see. Right. Thanks everyone for watching. Remember, if you're new to the channel, to like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Follow us on Twitter and X, on Twitch, at Red Devil Studio, on Instagram as well. Have a nice day, everyone, and cheers.